Yeah, it's building up. So we hope you're getting to celebrate with your family tonight and also getting a little bit of news. This is a Fox News alert because new tonight, according to the Washington Post, Democrats are going back to the Obamacare playbook in their uphill fight against whomever President Trump nominates to replace retiring Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy. The Post says Democratic grassroots activists and multi-million-dollar ad campaigns will target moderate GOP Senators Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins, similar to what they did to try and save Obamacare last year. Let's bring in Brian Darling. He's a former Senate Judiciary Committee staffer to weigh in. Good to see you, Brian.
Good to see you.
So what do we see in the early stages? It's really not a shock that Democrats want to target Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins in particular. Collins has already gone on record as saying, look, if the president picks anyone who she believes is hostile to Roe v. Wade, she's voting no.
Right. Right now, we don't know who the nominee is. We know they're testing out messages. They're testing out a Roe versus Wade message right now. They're going to do a grassroots campaign and get out there, but they don't even know who the nominee is. So obviously right now it's a PR effort. It's laying the groundwork for the obstructionism we're going to see in the future.
Do Democrats run the risk that they're just sort of, we've seen this with other nominees, but this is kind of the grand one, obviously, because this is the president's attempt to potentially reshape the Supreme Court, that they're just no matter what. Even before there's a pick, they're laying the groundwork to oppose this no matter what.
Sure, I think some of them will. I think you've got, Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and others who are thinking about running for president who are probably already at no, just trying to figure out how to get other members there. But you also have 10 members that are running for re-election in states that Trump won. 5 where Trump by more than 10. Trump
double
won
digits,
by,
yeah,
double digits. It's a very tough vote for them. They're going to keep their powder dry, be very quiet right up until they have to vote.
Brian Fallon's a Democrat who worked at the Justice Department under Eric Holder. He worked in the Hillary Clinton campaign. He's now at a group, Demand Justice. And he said, among other things, quote, our point to Susan Collins is stop going around and pretending that there is some magic question that is going to give you legitimate reassurance that the nominee will protect Roe. That's what Fallon said. If they came from the list, it's fruit of the poisonous tree. He's talking about the list of the 25 conservative justices that the president basically said he would nominate back in the campaign if elected, and he gets these picks. There's something else Brian Fallon said, which is that this nomination will determine whether we have 4 years of Trumpism or 40 years. And I think that crystallizes what the Democrats are doing in trying to block this, which is that they think even if they can knock the president out in a couple of years, his legacy is going to live on.
Yeah, part of this is a referendum on Trump. They want to beat up on Trump. They want to score defeat against this president any way they can. And if they can get Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, or any other Republican to come on board, part of what they can do is score a victory. And this would be a big victory for them, even if the president has to nominate a new nominee.
We're showing some of the basically finalists. These are the people the president's actually interviewed. And top left, top right, Amy Coney Barrett and Brett Kavanaugh really seem to be, and we don't know for sure, but they seem to be the finalists, and there seems to be a split developing among conservatives that maybe Barrett is stronger in their estimation on being anti-abortion and anti-Obamacare, as we mentioned at the top, and that Kavanaugh might be more centrist in their eyes. True, false?
Well, my former boss, Rand Paul, has stated publicly some concerns about Kavanaugh. I mean, I understand that he's got some Fourth Amendment concerns.
Some civil liberties issues.
Yeah, civil liberties issues. Mike Lee would be somebody who'd be kind of an out-of-the-box pick because he's somebody who serves in the Senate. He has been a clerk to not Supreme Court justices, but justices that went on to be in the Supreme Court. He'd be a pretty good pick. I mean, all of them would be a great pick. But the bottom line is this is a war of wills between Republicans and Democrats. Republicans have the vote and they can get this nominee through. Whoever it is, if they have the willingness to stick together.
Got 30 seconds. The president's doing another one of these rallies tomorrow in Montana. You've got a Democratic Senator Tester up for election. The White House is putting pressure on these Democrats already, too.
Oh, yeah. John Tester is one of the targets. He's somebody who's going to get a lot of pressure from this White House because the White House would like to see a Republican win that seat, and the Republicans have a pretty good recruit out there.
All right. And so we're mere days away from getting word on that nominee, and the fight will be on. Brian Darling, appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
All right. Mystery.